Hey guys, it's Michelle, and here's another edition of Coaching from the Couch. And I want to talk with you today about content strategy. This is something that obviously I eat, sleep, and breathe. It's also something that I get asked about most often, and it's something that is coming up a lot. I'm in this one group on Facebook, and I'm in a few groups on Facebook, I guess, but I'm in this one group of Facebook, and it seems like there's a lot of new business owners in there, and they're constantly asking about content, right? Like how long the post should be, and what should we do about blogging in 2019, and isn't blogging dead, and how often should we show up, and what is the magic formula? And I get the question because content does take time, right? It takes time and effort, and it's an ongoing need for your business. So I totally get the question, and I'm going to answer it here from two different perspectives, because I feel like the one reason that all of the information out there is so incredibly misleading is because the people are either giving content from a search engine optimization strategy, right? So applying SEO to your content strategy, or they're giving it from some other perspective. And in order to have what you write, speak, or record to be something that produces an income in your business and not only increases your income, but also your impact and influence, you need to have an intersection there, right? So yes, it needs to work from an SEO standpoint, but also we don't want to forget what consistent content actually does, which is it serves as fuel for your business, right? So I want to get into that. If you guys have any specific questions about content, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching me live now, please put those comments in, because I do want to make sure that I give you specific, tangible answers that you can apply right away. And I just want to clear this up because I feel like there's just there's so many different answers to this. So I was in this group and somebody's asking well, how long should my blog post be? And my pat answer has always been long enough to say what you want to say and not that and no longer, right? So it's almost like, how long should a sales page be? Well, long enough to sell people and no longer, right? So, and I understand that can be, first of all, that's a very true answer, but I understand it can be a frustrating answer for people who are you know what, I really just want somebody to give me some guidelines. And so I want to give you those guidelines today. So how has blogging changed, right? Blogging has definitely changed. The way that you blog has changed, and people are really wondering if blogging is working anymore, or is it all about podcasting? Is it all about live streaming? And so I just want to say that really it's about messaging, right? And so the written word obviously is really searchable. That's important, right? Because one thing that has changed an awful lot, and the trend continues to go in this direction, is that most of the traffic to your site will come from search. Most of the traffic will come from search. And so that means that it used to be more like social media links or other people linking in. But the truth is now, even though we're all connected on social media, we are going to Google. We have become increasingly dependent on Google or Yahoo or whatever. And so the written word does do really, really well with search. All right, so there's so many things I want to cover. So how content works for search engine optimization. Here's the truth, right? So, and then you're going to say, well, Michelle, you don't do that. And then I'm going to tell you how I actually do that. So content now, blog post, right? In order for it to really rank well in the search engines, it has to be a little bit longer than it did before, right? So rather than writing, as an example, are you going to do better in the search engines if your content's good? But if you're writing an 800-word blog post every day, or are you writing a 4,000-word blog post once a week? Okay, and the answer is the search engines are going to reward you for the 4,000-word blog post once a week, more so than 800-word blog posts 5 days a week, right? Search engines are looking at the length of your content, and if it's all focused content, like all on one topic, and it's going, it's really drilling down into that topic, then you're going to be more rewarded for the longer blog posts, even if it's less frequent, okay? But I don't do that, or do I, right? I kind of do. I'll tell you how I do it. So I produce content every day, and I encourage my people to produce content every day. And the reason is that not because of search engines. I'm going to tell you how to create that search engine juice, right? But not because the search engines reward you, but because the people reward you, right? Because when you are showing up and talking to your market every day, whether it's a live stream or a blog post or an audio, whatever it is, when you're showing up every day, you are more consistent than 98% of the people online. And let me tell you something, your market will notice. It will definitely notice, and they will reward you for that, because people are impressed when a company shows up as often as you need to show up, right? So on the one hand, I message every day because I can't not. It's something that I really love to do. It's almost like I don't really feel complete in my day unless I've like kind of let the message come out. Like that's sort of just the way I live and what my outlet is, I guess. And so that's on one hand. But on the other hand, I have an audience that I want to talk with, that I want to connect with, that I want to serve. And so I'll tell you how I have these two intersections, right? Because we do want to, in the same way we want to write for the human reader and the Google bots who are going to tell us how we rank, in the same way we want to write for both markets, I guess. We also want to show up for both. And so the way I've been doing it is I show up every day. And then I also, what you don't see, probably, unless you see something that's been sent out by another organization, I also combine 8 to 10 blog posts, right, into one like power page on the back end of my site. And that is what the SEO bots, like that's what they reward me for, right? That's what I can rank for. And so me showing up every day is still being seen as consistent, et cetera, et cetera. My blog looks very similar, but on the back end of my site, I have very rich, very deep 8,000, 10,000 word power pages on one topic for one market. And that is how the search engines are rewarding me. Does that make sense? I'm showing up for you guys every single day in bite-sized increments, but I am also combining that in a way that the search engines really appreciate as well. So I hope that helps, right? You don't want to concern yourself so much with the technical aspect. Business is always going to be a people-to-people enterprise, right? Nothing's going to change that. No technology is going to change that. And so you want to make sure that you are showing up for your people and serving them every single day. That will take you further than I promise you can imagine right now. So I appreciate you guys watching live. I appreciate you watching the replay. If you have any questions for me, definitely let me know. And if you are not a Women Who Wow member, we are having so many big wins in our community. We are having 6-figure years and 7-figure years. We're bringing husbands home to work with us in the business. We are having best-selling book launches. We're having field retreats and events. We are, creating online courses and selling them out. We are having tremendous success here. So if you're a seriously driven women entrepreneur, today is the day to message me to get in. So m.me/women who wow. I will see you on another episode of Coaching from the Couch. Talk with you soon. Bye.